Well, when it comes to the NFL playoffs, wild card weekend is in the books. The Texans defeated the Chargers 32-12. Houston defense had 4 interceptions on Justin Herbert. The Chargers defense played admirably, but the Chargers offense wasn't able to mount enough offense against the Texans defense. And that was the story of the game. The Houston offense was just a little bit better than the Los Angeles Chargers for sure. So, yeah, a lot of people were surprised by this, you know?
Yeah. And like I said, football is a game of chance. It's a gamble. It depends on the person out there at that point in time. And sometimes you got it, and sometimes you don't. Justin Herbert had the hot hand. Hell, the Chargers had the hot hand. There wasn't nobody who would have doubted the Chargers, the score being the other way around in this game. But sometimes when you don't expect it, a team shows up, and that's what it looked like.
All I'll say is go Texans tomorrow. That's all I'll say. But
yeah, like I said, everybody's putting all this sweat, and they're talking, hey, Mahomes is back full form type shit. It's one game, It's one game for one guy to play better than the other guy. Period.
We're going to preview the game here in just a second, so hold tight.
And Kansas City's chance is the officiating.
Yeah, unfortunately, Miranda, I do have to talk about it. The Steelers, they got defeated by the Ravens 24-14.
I'm sorry,
Steelers issues continued as many feared. However, Russell Wilson and the offense did put up a bit of a fight in the second half. But Baltimore rolled in this game. The Ravens set a single-game franchise record with 299 rushing yards, including 186 by Derrick Henry. The 299 rushing yards are the most the Steelers have ever allowed in a playoff game, and the most any team has surrendered since the 2012 Packers, who gave up 323 in a divisional playoff versus the Niners. I imagine many Steelers fans feel a lot like Colts fans right now, so we feel your pain.
Well, I told Brandon, I said, I wish they would stop playing this good. Talking about the Ravens.
Yeah.
The first part of the game that I watched, they ran all over them.
It was bad.
It was bad.
Dogged them.
Derrick Henry.
Didn't the Steelers have a bunch of people out, though?
No, they had a bunch of people who didn't want to fucking play. That's what they had.
Yeah, it was an attitude problem.
Wait, for realsies?
Yeah. Dead ass. Them boys was not playing football.
Mike's in the chat. The Texans charged their way to victory there.
All right, man.
And the Ravens sadly flew past the Steelers. I was hoping
for
the
shut up, Mike.
This guy.
Yeah, Mike, by the way, on Saturday, he was 0 for 2 last week, picking the Chargers and the Steelers for the jump there.
No, man, it was so weird in that game. Like, legit. It's like, at no point did you honestly think the Steelers' offense was going to do anything. Like, it was weird.
They had sparks in the second half, but at that point, it was kind of.
It was already in the coffin at that point. It was already over. And, like, the defense was just getting frustrated because they're doing everything possible to not have this happen. And your offense is just fucking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that shit was weird.
The wild card continued with the Bills defeating the Broncos 31-7. Josh Allen had a good day with 272 passing yards, 46 rushing yards, and 2 passing TDs. Bo Nix actually looked good early on and didn't make any big mistakes, but the Buffalo defense shut them down in the second half, and it was all Bills late in the game. So, yeah, Buffalo moving on to face the Ravens in round 2, which we'll talk about in just a second. So, yeah, thoughts on this?
Buffalo's going down.
I got it. I don't know. That should be a hell of a game, to be quite honest with you. But I think
Buffalo be a shutout, just like the Steelers.
That's crazy business.
Okay.
It's crazy business.
So after the early window of the wild card games, we have the first or the 2 divisional round matchups in the AFC. The first game will be the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs at 4:30 on Saturday afternoon Eastern Standard Time. Right before Christmas, the Chiefs defeated the Texans in Kansas City 27-19. Will history repeat itself here, or will C.J. Stroud find some playoff magic?
That would be crazy if C.J. pulled it off.
He's an Ohio State quarterback. They historically choke in the playoffs.
Bruh.
Wow. Shade thrown.
Well, I mean, he was right about the Vikings choking last week. Matt called that. So
I know the Schoolers when I see them.
Hey, a broken clock is right at least twice a day.
You never know. Mike in the chat said the Bills out-stampeded the Broncos.
Anyway, that's a fucking dude. No, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see it, but
I think he could do it. He's a good
I
player.
actually think the Chiefs versus the Ravens or the Bills in the AFC title game would be more fun to watch. But I still want Kansas City to go down. Just me personally. So I'm rooting for the Texans and whoever maybe wins next week if they don't get by. But
they ain't going down.
Yeah, probably not.
We all know how this is gonna go this year.
Yeah, you might not be wrong, but we'll find out the first part of that tomorrow. On Sunday night, the evening game, there'll be the Ravens versus the Bills in Buffalo. Earlier this season, the Ravens did defeat the Bills in Baltimore, 35-10. But this game will, like I said, be in Buffalo, New York. So, will that make a difference?
Didn't we? I don't
Yeah.
remember if it was the beginning of this season or the end of last, but who was supposed to be in the Super Bowl this year by the conspiracy?
Yeah, we did some sort of video on it. Like
Baltimore Ravens, one of them.
Like it was like a
It was
green
the Ravens
color.
and the Chiefs. It was the Ravens and the Chiefs. Because it was like that purple.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. I think it
and
might have
yellow.
been. Yeah, there was some red in there and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
So well, there you go.
So you're
Ravens
trying,
would not be stunned if I did. Well, wait, Ravens and Chiefs can't be in the Super Bowl. What are we talking about?
No.
yeah, hold on, no, it was the Chiefs.
the
it was-
AFC.
fuck, I can't
Chiefs and
remember now.
Seahawks, maybe because there was some green in there, but they're not even
Eagles.
in
It
the
was
playoffs.
Eagles. It was the
Eagles.
Eagles.
Okay.
It was the Eagles.
Well, it will not be Philadelphia.
Well, you never know. We'll go talk
You
about
don't
this.
fucking know that.
Wait, are
Anyway,
they in the playoffs?
I know
I
everything.
think it coming down to the Ravens and the Chiefs would be a great matchup, but I think it'll be the Bills and the Chiefs.
And the Bills did defeat Kansas City in Kansas City earlier this year. So
You mean the
That's a
AFC
possibility.
Championship?
Yes.
yeah, the AFC title game. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with him.
Mike said the Texans will hopefully come out as the High Chiefs. Nice wrestling.
Mike, put your ass to bed.
Hey, that wasn't a pun though. The Bills win, and we will quote the Ravens nevermore. Quote the
gonna be
Ravens.
trying
Eat
to
my
see.
shorts from the
Go,
Simpsons.
take your ass to bed.
So
No, what,
so yeah,
what do you think? What do you
I
think?
love it. But
I think the Bills and probably the Chiefs, but yeah, that's probably my prediction.
What is it? CJ Stroud and Patrick Mahomes to see who
wow.
where's the Alafala or whatever that thing that
Ulafala.
Ulafala. Yeah, whoever wins that game gets to wear the Ulafala.
Or do you think Lamar can finally go through it all and get to Super Bowl?
Well, he
I
very
like
well
Lamar.
could. If the Bills are going to lose, this might be it. I mean, unless before the Super Bowl, I think they could beat the Chiefs if the Chiefs don't play like they did the last few weeks
Yeah.
before Christmas.
Fans are going to stop believing in the Bills if they can't beat the Chiefs.
And one thing I want to point out with the Chiefs too, which I mentioned at a few people at work and some people I know, like we said here on the channel too, the Chiefs have not played a meaningful game since Christmas Day.
Yep.
So that's 24, 25 days off. That could be a curse or it could be a blessing. Everybody can get healthy, or they could come out absolutely rusty and ice cold. So we'll see if that ends up being a factor against the Texans tomorrow afternoon. The NFC side of the wild card, the kickoff return was fumbled by the Packers as the Eagles defeat the Packers 22-10, and it was all downhill after that fumble for Green Bay. Everyone on the Packers, and I mean everyone, got hurt in this game. Jordan Love threw 3 interceptions after he lost his best 3 wide receivers to injury. It was actually a 6-point game heading into the fourth quarter, but it just wasn't enough to beat the Eagles in Philadelphia. So,
Poor Green Bay.
yeah, poor Green Bay. But at the same time, after everybody started getting hurt, I was like, I kind of hope the Eagles win, because if Green Bay moves on to Detroit without their entire roster on the field, that was going to be rough for them. So,
That's okay. We'll play Washington. We'll get there.
yeah, the Packers will be okay in the long run, but the Eagles, it's time for them right now. We'll see how they do against the Rams. But also, we had the Commanders defeating the Buccaneers 23-20 in a very close
game.
That was really fun to watch. The Buccaneers have nothing to be ashamed of. Great game, but rookie Jane Daniels, who will soon be the offensive rookie of the year, no doubt in my mind. He looked outstanding.
And played good in that game.
Yeah, he looked outstanding, and the moment wasn't too big for Jaden Daniels. And the Commanders won their first playoff win since 2005, 20 years ago. They also become the first playoff team this season to win on the road, what they're calling on a divisional doink, or the field goal to win the game with no time remaining, a kick that bounced off the upright and in to send the Commanders to Detroit next week. So, yeah, big-time matchup on Saturday night, coming up this weekend for sure with the Detroit Lions. And the final wild card game of the weekend was the Rams defeating the Vikings 27-9. 14-3 record does not mean a whole lot when you get your butt kicked in the wild card round. And despite the score, it wasn't even that close. Sam Darnold of the Minnesota Vikings was sacked 9 times and thus ends the Darnold experience, in my opinion.
Too much.
Sounds
Why?
like JJ.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I mean, you could say maybe the emotion from the LA Rams due to the wildfires in LA, maybe.
I don't know.
But the Vikings laid an egg here, and I think it's JJ McCarthy time next year. I don't think.
Yeah.
Darnold's back.
I don't
just
know.
me
But
personally.
look, you got to look. The deal is this though. Like, say what you want. This one game, but the man got you to 13, and you know what I'm saying. Like, it's not
14-3,
like Sam Darnold. You can't say he's the problem when like he wasn't the problem for that long. You know what
But
I'm saying?
I also mentioned it to a couple of friends at work this week too. Like if they cut Sam Darnold, it wouldn't. I'm not saying the Colts are going to go get him. It sounds like a Colts move though, for sure. I'm not going to lie to you. All the veteran quarterbacks we've brought in, but I feel like Sam Darnold, if he went somewhere else, there's a potential that he just would not be as good as he was this year. It would be one of those deals where it was lightning striking at the right time, lightning in a bottle, so to speak. And it would probably be overpaid and just be terrible again at another team. I mean, it's not very many teams have the best wide receiver in football, for one, and a pretty solid defense. So
I don't know if he's gonna be in Minnesota next year.
yeah, I don't think he is. I think they'll use JJ, and JJ may. We'll see how he is in the NFL. But if he's half as what he's expected to be, the Vikings are going to be good for a while, so they'll be back.
Yeah, but if Justin Jefferson honestly decides to leave, then what?
I mean, we'll see. I didn't know that was a possibility.
Then the
I don't know if it is. I'm just saying, like,
well, they got Jordan Addison, they got TJ Hawkinson, but
yeah,
eventually you'll have to replace him for sure. That's not an easy task.
Yeah. And then the Steelers will gain another good wide receiver.
That do you good without a quarterback. But anyway,
They have a good quarterback. His name's Justin Fields.
oh well, that may be. But anyway, Mike said the Commanders made the Bucks walk the plank.
Yeah.
And,
if I could reach through the screen and flick you on the fucking forehead, I would.
the Vikings playoff ship got rammed by the LA Rams.
My
All right, bro.
So that leads us to the NFC side on the divisional round with the Washington Commanders visiting the Detroit Lions on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Lions and Commanders have not played each other since 2022, where the Lions won 36-27. This game is going to be interesting.
Why does like Jaden Daniels in this photo look like a fucking 60s love singer? Like he looks like a young fucking Keith Sweat.
He's a young buck.
I mean, I don't know.
Brandon, he's a youngin'.
But this game right here, legitimately,
could be the game of the weekend. Could be.
I'm rooting for Detroit, hands down.
But I don't dislike
is a problem.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that Detroit defense, if you don't pay attention, they'll beat your ass.
Well, here's the thing, though. The Detroit Lions, though, they're so beat up on defense, especially, but it's not affected them yet. So there's no reason to think it would now. And I just think that Jaden Daniels is going to get some stuff thrown at him he's maybe never seen before as a rookie yet. But the future is still high for the Commanders. But then again, if somehow Jaden Daniels pulls out this magic that he seems to be having all year long, maybe there's a scenario where they go toe-to-toe with Detroit on offense, and it actually becomes pretty close and interesting. We'll see.
Now, you know what I think is going to happen? Detroit wins. Close game, but Detroit wins. And this next game that you about to bring up, I don't think it's going to go the way people think it's going to go.
Okay.
I want the Commanders to lose.
I won't read it this time. You can read it at your leisure.
Man, get the fuck out of here, Mike.
Yeah, right.
I just like doing it to Steve Brand and get nuts. But anyway, and then, of course, the final divisional matchup this weekend is going to be the LA Rams at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
I really don't care who wins this game personally. I have no vested interest in either team personally.
No, but the NFL does, and it'll probably be the Rams because, like,
I do.
Eagles playing like ass right now.
Yeah,
they won, but like, let's be real.
We got to sell.
If it wasn't for Saquon, they wouldn't. At this point,
possibly. Interesting offenses against one another for sure. Both of them have good receivers, good running backs.
In Philly is crazy right now, but you get that rematch of the Rams and the Eagles again. You get Matthew Stafford against Jared Goff again, and then I think this time the Rams beat Detroit.
Well, it is interesting to note that back around Thanksgiving in the 2024 season, the Eagles defeated the Rams 37-20 in LA. This game is in Philly. So
why would the Rams beat Detroit?
why wouldn't you? I mean, I think they've gone toe to toe with them before.
They almost did the first time they played them.
They only have Cooper Kupp.
No, they don't. They got
All right,
Puka
bro.
Nacua, who you dropped in fantasy. So, of course, you
Puka
wouldn't.
Nacua is
They got Kyron Williams, who's actually a pretty solid running back.
Puka Nacua.
Tyler
is
Higbee.
Yeah, like I don't know why we're having this discussion
This
right
is
now.
why you
Puka
last place in
Nacua
fantasy.
is like a grown-up baby.
Well,
okay.
I'm sorry. Brett is the last place.
He's overrated.
Hey, fam, it is what it is.
It is.
He's overrated.
Fair enough.
He's
So,
the
yeah.
number 2 wide receiver on that team. And the only reason why he's been getting passes this year is because everybody's focusing on Cooper Kupp.
I don't know about that, but
Dude, there's no way you believe the word what you just said.
put some respect on Nakua's name.
I put my money where my mouth is.
You don't, because if that's the case, you would lose every time.
Sports team.
It's Puka Nacua.
Puka was the one. All right, let's move
Puka
forward. I'm
is
not
what
gonna-
got
Aaron
to
is
the
reaping the
playoffs.
rewards of your foolishness and dropping him in fantasy football.
Yeah, you
That's fine. He can
fucking
have the
moron.
rewards all he wants to.
So yeah, these are the current brackets that will lead right into the Super Bowl. Now, seeding is still a thing when it comes to home games, but the winners of each games will be facing the winners of each of the other games.
I want it to be the Bills and the Lions.
Yeah, that's what I want my Super Bowl to be.
So
Bills and
do I,
Lions,
buddy.
personally. But I mean, it's probably going to be the Chiefs and probably the Eagles or something, or Baltimore the Eagles. It's not going to be who we want, most likely.
I'm telling you, the
Not
Eagles are
probably
the
the
Eagles.
Chiefs. It is going to be the Chiefs. We all know it.
Well, if that's the case, Brendan will be very happy because he'll win $50. So that's good.
Yep.
Yeah, when Brandon picked it, I was like, well, congratulations. You might as well have just handed him the $50 right then and there.
Y'all gonna be mad as hell when they lose. I only picked them because I was hoping they would lose.
Yeah, hopefully you'll jinx them.
If they lose, I'd be so happy. But I know they're not going to lose. They're going to win. That's just how it is.
Wow.
Got to take the Swifties to the Super Bowl one more time.
One more time for 3 in a row and 4 out of the last 6. Got to give Brady a run for his record money, I guess, for sure. Thank you for checking out this clip of the Dragon's Den podcast. If you like what you saw here, please consider checking out our live podcast almost every single Friday night here on the channel at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And until our next video, guys, take care and God bless.